For my presentation, I analyzed Kenneth Tarrant's 1991 Los Angeles Times review of Paris is Burning. Since his review was published during the film's original release, it uses a true idea on how mainstream media understood ballroom culture at its time. Looking at the reviews is important because it shows how queer and trans communities of color were interpreted before queer theory became widely used in public culture. Here's some information about the Los Angeles Times movie review. My thesis is that Terrence sees the films as emotionally powerful and deeply human because he writes for mainstream outsider perspective. He misses intersectional queer of color analysis. Queer studies help expand what he doesn't address, allowing us to see the deeper cultural and political meaning in Paris is Burning. The yearning both to belong and to succeed almost breaks your heart. Terrence's summary focuses heavily on emotion. He frames the performer's lives as longing, identity, and desires to belong. His quote about yearning almost breaking your heart shows how he interprets the film through personal, emotional, rather than political meaning. Quote 1. The yearning both to belong and to succeed almost breaks your heart. Shows how he reads the film emotionally. He focuses on the performer's desire for acceptance, which he sees as universal, but doesn't analyze the deeper focuses that create the yearning. It shows empathy, but through mainstream. It shows empathy, but through a mainstream outsider lens. Quote 2. Intercut ball scenes with interviews, reflective moments. The second quote, intercut ball scenes with interviews, reflective moments, shows he pays attention to the documentary structure. He notices how the film mixes fantasy with reality. Ballroom's performance with personal reflection, but he doesn't connect this editing choice to queer theory ideas like performativity or survival. Quote 3. Surrogate families called houses. This third and last quote shows that he understands chosen families is essential to ballroom culture. But again, he explains it is very simple without exploring how houses function as political communities created to protect queers and trans people of color who were rejected by their biological families. Queer queer study evaluation. Queer study evaluation. Queer studies helps us uncover what Terrence does not address, such as the intersection of race, class, gender, and sexuality, and the political meaning behind those chosen family and ballroom culture. It lets us understand performance not just as entertainment, but as a survival of identity building. In conclusion, Kenneth Terrance's review gives us helpful insight in how Paris is Burning was understood when it first appeared in mainstream media. His perspective is empathetic and human centered, but it lacks intersectional and political depth. By using queer study frameworks, we uncover the deeper cultural and political layers of the film, such as chosen family, resistance, survival, and queer of color identity. Analyzing both the film and how it was reviewed helps us understand that not only the film's legacy, but pres- how queer representation has changed over time. Thank you.